What's up, you guys? I'm not amazing, I'm just mediocre. Welcome back to the channel, and this Apex Legends video. Today we're going to be talking about the brand new Season 4 trailer that just got released today, showing off our map changes and our new legend, Revenant. Now, if you want to see this trailer in full, unedited, go ahead and check the link down in the description below. But what we're going to do here is go through this trailer slow motion and see what secrets might be lying inside. So without further ado, here's what you missed in the Season 4 Assimilation gameplay trailer. So the first images we see throughout the trailer are these flashing images of the destruction that happens in Capital City, and it's pretty epic. You can see buildings crash and falling over. There's a giant chasm in the ground. When I first saw a picture of this, I thought there was going to be like an impact, but then now seeing the full angle, it's a giant chasm stretching away from the impact site of the planet Harvester. So Hammond Robotics came in and straight wrecked the planet. Immediately after that, we get these views of a handful of weapons hanging up on a wall, and we have never ever seen weapons hanging up on a wall like this. So this looks to me like a new guaranteed weapon spawning location inside whatever new Hammond Robotics buildings are going to be on the map. Next, we get a big look at the unmistakable presence of the planet Harvester on World's Edge. This massive structure installed by Hammond Robotics is literally tearing the planet apart to harvest for resources, and you'll get to see the effects of that a little more closely in just a moment. But next, they go and show off a bunch of the cool skins that are coming to the game. We got sick stuff coming from Mirage, Bangalore, Crypto, Octane, Pathfinder, Lifeline. Everybody's getting some sick looking skins, and they all have this robotic theme to them, where some of them look like they're even totally modded into simulacrums. It's pretty sick. Now, right here, I'm pretty sure you're seeing a preview of the new drop trail. This is what any Predators from Rank Series 2 will be earning, this sick fiery red drop trail. That's very different from the one we got before. I'm glad they're keeping up with this cosmetics that you can earn. In the Battle Pass now, we get a good close look at all of these robotic skins that we're going to be getting. You'll also see them, I believe, holding some of the weapons, like that flatline skin right there, that alternator right there. Pretty sure those are weapon skins you can also earn from the Battle Pass. But I'm generally pretty pleased with the aesthetic they're putting out and that this whole season has of robotics. Like, I mean, just look at Watson here with her see-through legs. That is a sick skin. That's a very cool looking skin. But even cooler than Watson's outfit is what's inside Watson's hands. That's right, if you look closely, this does not appear to be a weapon we are familiar with in Apex Legends, and in fact appears to be the Volt SMG from back in Titanfall. So just like the developers duped us into believing that Forge was coming, they've also duped us in believing that the Sentinel is the only new weapon coming to Season 2, but right here in the trailer, Season 4, sorry. But right here in the trailer, we have the other weapon very visibly displayed right in front of us for all to see. Moving on, we get a very close preview of every single one of Revenant's abilities here. He is assembling his death totem that allows your teammates to respawn back here immediately with small amounts of life. You can see Octane run ahead, and as soon as he gets shot, a little orange ball of light flies back towards the totem. That's him getting respawned. Next, you see Revenant toss this ball out from his wrist. That is the Marked for Death big splash. It's more like an area of effect. Splash is poisoning them and also marking them, revealing their locations through the wall for your team to see, and so that you can hit enemies with this, come in on them, And Rush, you also saw him use his passive ability of being able to climb up walls fast right there as he scaled that skyscraper. So all of these abilities here shown off, and I'm really excited to get to use Revenant in game. He seems like an evil Pathfinder, my kind of guy. Next we get a couple more glimpses of World's Edge. You can see there's not only destruction, but growth as well. Over here by the loot convoy, you can see there's a whole new series of buildings been installed. And in fact, looks like a brand new crane is hanging out there as well. Something happening over by the loot convoy. And then just another glimpse of the massive chasm that has been created by the Planet Harvester, sucking World's Edge dry. Pretty epic stuff, guys. Moving on, we get a preview of our new weapon, the Sentinel Sniper Rifle. Now, according to an article on PlayStation, this rifle will allow you to charge it for a high-powered shot by using a shield battery from your inventory, and that appears to be what just happened. They pulled that power cable out of the rifle. It looks glowing and hypercharged and smacks this bloodhound in one hit, apparently. So we'll see what this sniper rifle brings to the meta on World's Edge, in addition to the as of yet unannounced Volt SMG. Now, accompanying the trailer was a blog post from the developers explaining some of the changes they made and why. Now, speaking as the developers, their main goal for the map update on the design side is to get the players to make new decisions. By the end of the season, they realize you probably have your favorite spot to land, and you might prefer to rotate in a certain way, which in turn makes a lot of your games feel very similar. And their goal as designers is to offer you new ways to approach the game, in this case the map, so that every drop, every gunfight, every rotation feels as fresh as possible. And here's some of the changes they made to the map as a result of that. As of when you drop right in the World's Edge, you're going to see the Planet Harvester right away, which Hammered Robotics is using to gather precious metals from the core for reasons unknown. The red beam can be seen from the entire island, giving players a better sense of direction and understanding of where the center of the map is located. Anyone who played Season 3 of World's Edge also knows that the fuel depot was a very scary place to be, especially in late game, because this POI is the center of the map. Changing this location gives players more opportunity to experience the new content more often. With its large multi-level design, the Planet Harvester is unlike anything else on World's Edge and brings exciting new gameplay options. Fights are largely self-contained, as squads will tend to enter the fight through the long hallways that lead to the center of the structure, and this should make third parties a little more predictable and hopefully easier to defend against. Considering the unstable volcanic nature of World's Edge, it's no surprise that the Planet Harvester has caused giant lava-filled faults to rupture, splitting Capital City in two. And Capital City was the biggest point of interest in Season 3, getting the most action right out of the ship. By sending the fissure straight through Capital City and creating some dead space in between, swallowing up one of the construction buildings as well, we essentially split this area into two separate zones for players to land on loot, Fragment East and Fragment West. The large fissure can only be crossed in two locations, a zip line or a fallen skyscraper across that makes a bridge, and this allows teams some breathing room to control one side after the drop, reducing the risk of running into third parties from the other side of the city. Is the construction site too hot for you? Land in Fragment East and use a Watson or a Caustic to control the choke points for extra security. Of course, Pathfinder and Octane can both use their ultimates to get the team across to any location. The Updraft. The original design of the new fissure had players drop to their death if they had the misfortune of missing a jump. We wanted this gap to matter, for players to fight across and control the bridges is the only way across. This lets certain legends shine, like Pathfinder and Octane for crossing, or Caustic and Watson for defending, and created some intense firefights when the ring was approaching. Problem is, a fatal fall felt too punishing. Last thing we wanted was players to avoid the new map changes because they had an unfair experience. Now, if you jump into the fissure that cuts through Capital City, you'll slowly be carried back up from the heated, pressurized air and allowed to coast across and land on the other side. This is balanced by two things. First, you do take 25 damage from the intense heat and embers, and this is a consistent amount of damage every time you drop back down. Secondly, you travel very slowly in third person while moving in the updraft, and you are near essentially a floating loot pinata for any nearby enemy players. Competitive integrity is always a big factor while designing new features, and our main concern with this feature was allowing players to escape fights while they are losing by sliding into the fissure and sailing away. And we think the damage and slow rise make players respect the gap while in a firefight, while calmer moments allowing players to have fun and experiment with this new space without the risk of immediate death. The survey camp. This is a new small point of interest in the snowy fields between Epicenter and Skyhook. I spotted this in the trailer. This is another camp created to relieve the pressure of locations like Capital City, Refinery, and Epicenter. It also creates some potentially new rotations like moving through the train tunnel to get to Skyhook. I kind of use that often, but it was definitely a very quiet rotation all the time. Because this is a small point of interest, we wanted to give it a little more of a draw. For this reason, we created the weapon racks. Oh, yes. These are guaranteed weapons placed on the racks in the small buildings of the survey camp, okay? You recognize them from training or firing range. This should give players who prioritize a good weapon over a premier drop location a new decision to make. We're always excited to try flipping Battle Royale rules on their heads. We look forward to seeing what these new features and how they influence where players drop. With these new updates, as well as a town taker coming later in Season 4, that's dope. We hope you're excited to play New World's Edge as we are. I'm definitely excited. Now, one thing I want to know is what other buffs or nerfs are coming, both for legends and for weapons, and then what are the hop-ups? Oh my god, those are some of the most game-changing factors of any season. Gotta know what the hop-ups are. Please tell me, let me know. Either way, it's going to be an amazing season. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to be live streaming the game as soon as it drops, trying to get a crew together to make sure that I can actually pick Revenant every time. I hope to see you guys all there. I'm not amazing, I'm just mediocre, and I'm out.